So I have a plethora of reusable diapers. We've been using them for about a little over 3 years now, but these are hand-me-downs, so we had to go through the strip and all that stuff. So these diapers have been through the ringer. This is actually kind of the second time I've done this, but I've added some in, and then it's been 3 years of use, and now my second babe, she's in them, been in them for 18 months, so it's time. I actually got sick with the norovirus, so it was kind of like the perfect time to quarantine myself a little bit and get some of this work done. But this probably isn't going to be like the best like in-depth video for this. It's going to be more of like, this is what I'm doing while we just chat. But so as you can see, this side right here has really good elastic still. The tab doesn't. I don't tend to fix that as much because I don't find it to be an issue, and it's just kind of a waste of time for me. If it becomes an issue, then I'll do it, but I don't find it. But as you can see, like this is really stretched out. This is like completely useless. So it's just a big gaping hole on them. So right here on the top of the seam, you can see like this like flat area. So like right here, just below that is like where the top of the elastic is anchored. So I'm gonna like seam rip a slit right into here, and then again, you can see it right there. I'm gonna seam rip. So to seam rip, you just literally get in between the yellow and the white. If you look very careful, you're gonna use a seam ripper. This thing is amazing. And you get in there, and you just find the first string, and then they kind of just come undone after that. I don't know if you guys have gotten, see, I can kind of see. You see how that right there? I just like ripped it. I found like the little yellow threads, and it like opened it right up. But you just kind of like follow those threads down a little bit. You don't need a huge hole, because again, it's like, it's going to be anchored right down there, and you're going to end up cutting it. And I leave a little bit of the old elastic at the very top, so I can use it as an anchor for my new elastic, rather than trying to like anchor it to the PUL, which is like this material, like the more waterproof, water resistant, I should say, kind of material. Okay, so this right there is the old elastic. See? Pretty old and grungy looking, but it's like anchored right there. So I'm gonna cut like right here to leave like a little head for me to be able to sew to, like I said, attach to. I just like having that. It's pretty helpful. So I got this elastic. It's the 3/8 braided. I just got it at Walmart. 6 yards of it. I have a safety pin because I hook that to the new elastic. I go with the smaller ones because it fits down the seam so much easier than the large ones. And then I have this tape measure to measure out like 4.5 inches of the elastic, including the scissors. But because once you rip open this side down here, you sew the new 4-inch elastic to the old one, and then you pull it down through. You're gonna attach it to this side that you cut out. Right now I'm gonna rip that open. So again, this isn't like the best detailed video. There's people probably much more talented than I. Look, you could see right where the elastic is. See that line right there? At least for the GroVia. This is GroVia. I don't know, but sometimes when I get these open, I find that the elastic's like literally like ripped off. Oh, yeah. That is literally the case for this one. So I accidentally just cut this off, and okay, that's good. See, that is the old one. Just pulled it out. This thing is this is gonna be the new one. It's been through the ringer, but so just take this. I like to do 4.5 inches. I don't know, sometimes I do 4 because it makes them look really nice. So I got this little 4.5 inch piece cut. I'll be using that for my new piece. That's just how I do it. This little piece right here. I find that I left. I'm gonna sew it to it. And on the other side, I'm gonna just anchor it to the PLU through the first layer. This extra folded layer right here. This right here. Like that extra one that's just like folded in. So I'm gonna like sew it onto this like folded in extra layer. That's what I'm gonna anchor that piece to. If there wasn't an old piece available because the old one just completely ripped off, and that is what they originally do. They do just anchor them, but I'm just like, if the anchor's already there, like, why not use it? I guess. I don't know. So I like to make sure I have it sitting straight, and then I like to put it behind the old piece. So I'm just gonna literally sew through and start connecting the two pieces. You have babies. I don't know how many of you have had to like deal with that, but like it was hard because I just wanted to cuddle them. Thankfully, my husband was home, so I was able to he was able to watch them because like I felt better today. I really did. I felt fine, but I like read that like it could be contagious for like 24 hours. So it's just connected. Just connected. I'm gonna sew it so it's knotted on, but it was hard not just cuddling them and giving them kisses and everything, and I don't know, I almost felt kind of like guilty because like my husband was home and I couldn't help with the kids much, and I don't know, I missed them. And I missed my husband too. He wasn't even able, we didn't have him sleep in here last night. We had him sleep on the couch just to make sure he didn't get it either, because it was violent. I was like, I did not like that at all. Like, if I could not get that again. I went to a women's conference. It was so good. It was really enjoyable. The whole sermon was on Jonah. I don't even think I recalled not Jonah. Joanna. I don't even think I recalled of her before that sermon, which is kind of bad. But she was one of the women at the tomb. When I said like Mary, Joanna, and the other women were at the tomb, there's Joanna. I guess she was King Antithesis at the time. I might have said that wrong, don't judge me too harshly. But he was Herod's son, and he was ruler at the time, and he wanted a city, Tiberias, where all the wealthy and the elites could gather and just be there, and I don't know. So anyways, Joanna lived there. She was a Jew that was married to, how do you say his name? Cuza? But anyway, so she was married to him, and he was like left-hand man to Herod, but she was severely ill, and the doctors could not help her. And not the woman who like reached out and like touched Jesus, but this is Joanna's issue. Like, she was just unable to get healed with, even though she had like all this money and everything. And she heard of Jesus, that he could heal her, and he ended up healing more than her physical ailments. And she ended up following Jesus, and the theory is that her husband passed away. That's why she was able to follow Jesus, and she financially supported him. And see, I just used this little thing and I just pulled it all the way through. See, look at that already. Wow, remember it's like that, and I was like, whoop. Isn't it so yet? It's always such a nice thing. But this little safety pin is always helpful. I always keep it on it right up until I'm like absolutely ready to cut it off. But Joanna ended up using her money to support Jesus' ministry, the disciples, and whatever they needed. And she I don't know if you guys ever learned that trick from my stepdad home yet. You just lick the end of it wrap it around your finger, make sure that the tail gets crossed over, and then you just start rolling it. Maybe this is obvious, I don't know, but I learned this when I was like a teenager and I was like, wow, it's so simple. And then you just have like a knot. Little knot. I mean, you can make it bigger by repeating the process, but I always thought that was like so fascinating that it works so well. But see, that is why I do the paper clip or safety pin, because it went right back in. See, it's right down here. So you just gotta scoot it forward. But Joanna, she decided to walk away from all of her riches, all of her wealth, all of her money, all of her comfort, all of the who's, and she decided to follow Jesus. But what was really cool about Joanna and like this whole like thing at this like women's retreat that I didn't know was that Joanna and the other women were the only eyewitness to witness the crucifixion, the taking down of the body in the and the putting them into the tomb, and the be the first ones to witness that he wasn't in there in the tomb anymore. I thought that was like really cool. Like the women, like the point of it is like, you know, like women are really important in the Bible and have a role too, and that in fact, like, because like Luke's Bible or book is all like eyewitnesses, because he wasn't there, and the eyewitnesses of like the story of like John the Baptist being beheaded, like Joanna was probably there for that because she was like right in Herod's palace. The resurrection or the cross witnesses, like the crucifixion, where the whole story about him going into the tomb and like just all that stuff, like was all like they were the eyewitnesses that he got that from, because the disciples weren't there. Like when they went back that morning and Jesus' body wasn't there, he said, "Why are you looking for Jesus? Like, my body's not here. Go tell my disciples that I have risen." And the women went back and told the disciples that he's risen. So I just thought that was so cool. Like, I've never even heard of that before. That we had sermons on her and about it for 2 days. I'm like, I like knew nothing about her, and here we are having like 2 days worth of like sermons at this conference from about him. But anyways, I think that's where I got the norovirus from. Because again, unless you do your research, you don't know that it is contagious for up to 48 hours after you have it, and 24 hours I was feeling fine. So I was like, I could totally be with the kids, but we really didn't want them to get it, so that's why we're trying to quarantine me, because kids have had a lot. I was tempted to say I've been through the ringer with illnesses this year, but I've said that so many times. So like I said, I just anchored this right to that. And honestly, since normally I would like sew it off and like cut it and then like shut this up, but since the next time I open this will be to do this exact thing, like I'm just gonna keep it going. I'm gonna sew it shut. So again, you just make sure the edge is folded over, you line up the white and the yellow, it's kind of like a lime green, and then you just sew it shut. I like to match the colors of yarn as close as I can. You don't have to. And one I actually used black, but it had like black in the pattern, so I was like, oh, this is fine. But I found it enjoyable to do such things, so I was like, I'm gonna do that. When I have like newborns, I do tend to like to do the 4-inch size of it better, because I feel like it just cooks it better. Wow, I've been on this camera forever talking. My bad, guys. So I came to the end of that little tiny spot. And I'm just gonna knot it off. And I'm just gonna, I like to like do 2 knots just to make sure it's like really secure. And I'm gonna cut it, and that's literally it. That is the secret sauce, guys. I'm gonna cut that little tail off just to make it a little less obvious, but it is attached. So I'm just gonna be finishing this one up, and then I'm gonna repeat this over and over and over. It's super simple. But like, if you guys do want like a more detailed version of this where you could really see what I'm doing, I could probably try to figure that out if you need that. I do think GroVia itself has some instructions on in their like blog or whatever on how to do this. I've kind of just taken it and made my own thing. I really want this year to be a year where I learn how to actually sew, because this has been all like self-taught sewing. This is not like this is a professional stitch job. This is how, like, I've gotten the basics, like this is how you close it off, this is how you like can make it like function, but like none of it is, oh, this is like an invisible stitch, or this is like a zigzag stitch or a back stitch, or any of that good stuff. I would love to learn how to do that. There's actually a company in my area that does sewing classes for like young girls. I'm like, what about like slightly older, mid-30s women? Like, here I am, I want to know, teach me. But yeah, see? You guys remember? It was like, whoo, like that. Now it's whoop. Again, you definitely do want to do these ones if you have a newborn, because you do need it to be nice and tight. But for toddler babies, they're not a baby anymore, right? She's 18 months. She has some girth, and I'm not worried about it, because again, by the time the next baby comes, I will be ready to probably resew these. But gotta do it again. It's kind of strange because like sometimes it doesn't completely lose its elastic. Like you see, like right here, it's really good still, but the rest of it is stretched out. This was stretched out on the top too, but I'm gonna leave the tops again. That was fun hanging out, guys. Let me know what your plans for future sewing projects are, because I need some inspiration on what to take on. Something I was thinking about that I really want to do is like taking the outfits my babies first wore from the hospital and turning them into little bears and then stuffing them. So it'd be like, this was your coming home outfit, hospital bear, stuffed animal. Like, I think that's such a cute idea. I love that. So I think I want to try to take that on. I don't know much else. So that's kind of my inspiration thus far. It's so intimidating to me. Or even if there's channels that you guys like love for sewing, share it my way. Share it with others. Let us know, ladies or fellas, whoever. But your girl wants to know how to get more sewy, more crafty in that way. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me while I was sick. Kind of was a good distraction. Even though I feel better, I'm still a little off, a little less energy, but I'm gonna get to the rest of these diapies, and you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.